Week 4 of Season of the Deep brings up some interesting implications. Was the Witness and its people visited by the Traveler, causing a collapse and advance toward the final shape? Ahsa gives us some new dialogue that hints at this possibility. Furthermore, Drifter speaks about Xivu Arath invading his head too, and Sloane feels relief in her persistent focus on the mission. Welcome Guardians, let's discuss Week 4 of Season of the Deep. We first start at the helm with the Drifter. Golden Age tech the past couple of weeks from Titan has been helpful, but Drifter needs something else, tech from Savathun's throne world to further this process. Turns out Scorn had been digging through the pyramid tech, Ralk's pyramid, so we're sent in to take them out and acquire what Drifter needs. Drifter's mind is also being invaded by Xivu, like Sloane. Probably not to the same effect considering Sloane is taken, but Drifter explains she's bringing up his events from the Dark Age. The story Xivu digs into might be the one we hear about in a little bit, but for now we head to the throne world and kill some Scorn.
What's the word, brother? All this Golden Age tech is impressive stuff. Almost makes you wonder how they lost back then, you dig? About that, if we're looking to win this time, I need Savathun's swamp to wash up a few finishing touches for my rig. Cracking skulls and looting halls is your bag, hero. That's why you're headed to her throne world. That pyramid Savvy brought down, it's cut off from the Witness. Scorn bigwig's been digging tech we can use out of that burning heap. All you have to do is find them and take it. Then you let old Drifter worry about the kit bashing. Easy. Hey, one more thing. Xivu dripping nonsense in your head too? She's been recounting some of my more heroic exploits. Dark Age's been on my mind. You know how the past is. You pull the trigger and people die, so you don't have to. Then, someone comes along and wants to forgive you for that, like it's fine. Won't ask what Xivu's dredging up for a killer like you. Wouldn't be polite. Thundergun's down there, though. Been under pressure so long, everybody's looking for cracks. Don't get me wrong, coin to table, she's been through it. But I don't think Sloane's looking to be told it's fine. 'Cause it ain't. 'Cause it needs to be ugly to win. And then, you live with it. See you on the other side.
After acquiring the tech, we're ready for another deep dive. In some new dialogue this week, we learn some answers. Sloane updates us on Ahsa's connection and speaks about how she was the Leviathan back on Fundament, the one that tried to halt the three sisters from visiting the worm gods.
How is our mission progressing, Deputy? Have you found any clarity in Ahsa's words?
Nothing concrete. Like it says in my report, still just fragments. I hope Saint's all-field no-desk style isn't rubbing off on you.
No. I read the report, but I'd like to hear it firsthand as well.
Then you heard it here first. Deputy's recommendation is to stay the course and dive as deep as we need to.
I know Xivu Arath is a master tactician, but I'm having trouble understanding her approach on Titan.
From the time I spent here, coming after Ahsa is part strategy, part vendetta. The Hive see Ahsa as a coward, heretic. She tried to stop them from finding the other worms. It's not enough to banish her. She has to die.
That wizard you defeated, Xivu Arath howled their name. Kudazad. I remember that from an old report.
Still have a mind like a steel trap, sir. Kudazad was a field captain for Savathun before Titan went dark.
And now they serve Xivu Arath? Taken, Scorn, Wrathborn. She folds all conquered adversaries into her armies, doesn't she?
At the helm, before we speak to Ahsa, Drifter and Sloane have a drink this week. Drifter speaks about the icy planet and the light-suppressing creatures we've heard about in lore tabs. How he turned on his team, killed some of them, and kit-bashed his ghost to make it off that rock alive.
This is awful.
Sure is. You ever been outside of Seoul?
Never had a reason to.
Can't say I recommend it. Saw some stuff while I was out there. Bad stuff. A world colder than you can imagine. Creatures that suppressed the light. My crew. Let's just say we wore out our welcome. Creatures started closing in. Trigger fingers got itchy. Some of us froze to death. A lightless, final death. The others, they didn't go so quiet. Not until I shut them up. Not sure how long I stayed after that. Had to mod my ghost to survive. Used the parts from... I did what it took to get off-world. And now I'm here.
I'm no stranger to combat, but... How did you leave it all behind?
I didn't. Some things you carry with you forever. But eventually, they stop feeling too heavy to lift.
Thanks for the drink, Drifter.
Anytime, Sloan.
So that's interesting. This planet or moon was beyond Seoul. Maybe someplace we'll even see in Destiny's next saga. This adventure, though, clearly still bothers the Drifter, and maybe this is the memory Xivu was bringing up when she spoke to him. Both Sloane and Drifter bond over this moment with their drinks and their experiences. After this interaction, Ahsa speaks through Sloane once more.
Anathema, calamity, that which cannot, must not come to pass. A wordless denial, a fleeing God, betrayal, and escape. The pursuit for the final shape.
The race discussed in previous weeks, whether it be Ahsa or another one, had some type of confrontation with the Traveler. This week, a calamity takes place, a collapse it would seem. A wordless denial, the Traveler not saying anything and then fleeing like it's done for many other species. They even use the word escape, which makes it sound like it's in harm. After that, the pursuit for the final shape would begin. So personally, this makes it seem like it's connected to the Witness. We tied the Witness with the final shape, and it seems like that's what would be going after it instead of Ahsa's race, but we'll need to get some more information. We know Ahsa is an enemy of the Witness, so perhaps that's what she's relaying, the past of the Witness and its species. Did the Traveler leave them like it did other species like the Elixni? After that, their race toward the final shape beginning. Sounds more likely as the weeks progress. At the hollow table, Sloane reminisces on the events that took place while she was in the dark.
We're almost there. My link with Ahsa feels crystal clear. It's a little frightening, but strangely comforting too.
A lot changed while I was gone. It feels like the entire universe moved on without me, and now I'm struggling to catch up. Old enemies became new allies. New enemies wield the light against us. And old allies, friends, like Amanda. Sometimes I wonder, if I returned to the tower, would it even be my home anymore? Or would I just be a phantom? A forgotten memory wandering its streets at night. Xivu Arath's voice keeps telling me I don't belong there. That the battlefield is my home. That it always has been. Maybe she's right. Maybe reliving what I went through over and over again is a way for me to stay in familiar territory. To remain in the hell that I know. And avoid the one I dread. Either way, the mission comes first. I have to see it through to the end, regardless of where I end up when it's done.
Sloane is clearly having some issues. She's focused so much on the mission, as Xivu tells her, and Zavala and Saladin discuss this worrisome thought process in the last terminal.
The ever-forward march of time has a humorous way of looping in on itself. Doesn't it?
In some ways. A long-lived perspective makes it difficult not to see trends die and resurface.
Do you think that's how the Witness sees us? Variations of potential, or lack thereof?
What's really on your mind?
Sloane. She is singularly focused on her mission. That type of focus. You forget to come up for air. It's like a death when it's over.
Your command can be an anchor. Keep her from drifting. That's what I try to do for you.
I seem to recall pushing back against your methods quite often.
The Dark Age drove us to extremes. Your style of leadership is more refined than mine.
It wasn't long ago that I was your pupil. Since then, I'd like to think we've developed a trust beyond authority or duty. How did you foster that friendship while being my superior?
You're not listening, Zavala. I didn't. Remember, you left my tutelage. All I did was give you the lessons I thought you needed to survive. Nothing more.
You're saying I can't be all things?
I'm saying I can't tell you what you want, because our friendship was not of my making. When the Iron Lords fell, when the Red Legion caged the Traveler, when the pyramids filled our skies, my heart was not open. You were. Despite your doubts, others see you as a pillar of strength. They're drawn to the shade you provide. Just stay standing.
Anyway, Guardians, there you have a recap of the events for Week 4 of Season of the Deep. Let me know your thoughts on the current story and what Ahsa is trying to relay, and how do you feel about Xivu infiltrating their minds? It's kind of nice to see these moments with Drifter and Sloane characters just talking it out, giving us some stories, but Sloane being all taken and everything is kind of worrisome, so we'll see where that heads in the coming weeks. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.